Well, if you start talking about these new tools and technology and revolutions caused by, or at least in part by, social media, and the Middle East doesn't come to mind first. So I think that there were a lot of Western stereotypes that were smashed as a result of of these developments in the Middle East. And Mona, maybe you can talk a little bit about that. How have perceptions changed as a result of what has been taking place?
Since about 2005, I was actually here in the Press Club in 2005. I spoke at a conference on Arab media, and I gave a talk about Arab bloggers, because it was back then that a Bahraini blogger called Ali Abdel Imam was arrested with 2 other internet activists, and ironically enough, he was released after a while, and Ali was arrested again last year and was just released a few days ago as part of a group of political prisoners that the Bahraini government released after the protests in Lu'lu' Square. As far as the blogging scene in the Arab world, I had been in love with bloggers since 2005. They have been blogging in the Arab world actively and in an amazing way since the end of 2004, beginning of 2005, to the oblivion of just about everybody but people in the region. I would give lectures in the US, or I would speak on US campuses, and I would tell young people, your contemporaries, your peers are using Facebook for more than just posting drunken pictures from last night's parties. They are using Facebook, as this tool that is amazing in helping them circumvent censorship, in helping them express themselves in unprecedented ways. And it would blow their mind to hear how people were using, young men and women, LGBT communities, how they were using the social media to basically organize in ways that were extremely dangerous in the so-called real world. So the Middle East has long embraced social media in ways that the rest of the world has totally ignored, because the most marginalized groups in the Middle East found a natural home in the online world to express themselves in ways they couldn't in the so-called real world. So I'm delighted that people are finally seeing what one of the results of this can be. And you're right, Joyce. I think one of the things that makes me the happiest about these revolutions and uprising in the Arab world, it's not just Arabs. You've got to understand, this is the Middle East and North Africa, and there are the Berbers, there are the Amazigh. There are so many ethnic and sectarian groups in the Middle East, and not everybody uses the term Arab, but we say Arab just for ease sake. But when you think of an Arab in Western media especially, it's always this violent, very angry man, right? And now this very violent, angry man is this very cool young man who was out in Tahrir Square toppling a government peacefully, non-violently. So look at this monumental shift. It's an intoxicating message for young men and women across the Middle East and North Africa to understand that they have the power to bring down Hosni Mubarak after 30 years. They have the power to bring down Zain al-Abidin Ben Ali in Tunisia after 23 years. And Gaddafi will fall after 42 years. So look at that message that it sends out to the region. So it tells young people, you can do this. Non-violence works, and non-violence is a very potent message. But what about the message that you should be seeing on your screens here? That Arabs are not just about violence. That Arabs are not just passive people who like the strong-arm dictator who suffocates us and who speaks for us. And then when your journalists come and interview him, he tells them, leave my country alone, you don't understand my culture, my people are not ready for democracy. And instead of your journalist telling him, excuse me, are you kidding me? There are people in the streets who are telling you we want democracy. Your famous world-renowned journalists sit there and say, it infuriated me that they were not challenging our leaders and telling them that you were being more racist than the most right-wing conservatives in the United States by portraying your own people as ignoramuses who don't understand democracy. So this is a victory. This revolution has smashed so many stereotypes. I salute everybody who has been toppling these regimes, who have suffocated us, because they have smashed in a beautiful way stereotypes that were for too long unfairly used against us.
Well said.